That is a very important thing, to find somebody with whom you have a basic feeling of I'm accepted and I'm seen as who I am, and I do the same thing with my partner. If you are with a partner to whom you feel most of the time inferior and you see him in a superior position, it is not a good disposition to have a healthy relationship, and growth will not be possible because you will corrupt the process of growth all the time. Because you're so busy with proving him, look how good I am, or you're busy with pulling him on the same level than you and proving you're not that good as you think. You will be jealous, you will be always hinting proof and evidence for your own inferiority. That is a very important thing, to find somebody with whom you have a basic feeling of I'm accepted and I'm seen as who I am, and I do the same thing with my partner. The feeling of equality in the beginning of the relationship might be shaky, but it can stabilize over the years. It's not that it necessarily has to stay like that.
It has to stabilize at some point, because I guess a lot of people will see some similarities in their relationship, that they have this superior-inferior relationship. When you constantly fight to prove something and it's not going into the right direction, then you need to be brave, I guess, to say that the relationship works for you. It needs to stabilize at some point.
You're saying fighting now, but if you fight for your value, that might be not the right way. Because the question is not if the partner sees you as if the partner sees your value. Much more important is if you yourself see your value and you act accordingly. What is important is that you reveal this to the partner, and you say I sometimes I feel very jealous when you do this, or I feel like I'm sometimes I feel worthless when I see how skilled you are doing this, and I can't, and to share this and open up, and then maybe your partner says oh, I didn't know this is. I'm so sorry. I appreciate you so much for this and that, and to share, to open up, and to give a look look, this is me. Because what would be a relationship about if we wouldn't be able to talk about these feelings? Why would I want to be with somebody if I'm not allowed to also show
That's an important point, and not so many people will do that. We should encourage people to open up and try to figure it out.
That's why it's sometimes really useful to go to a counselor. Maybe the counselor can also help you to recover from your wounded self-esteem, and that will give you the courage to also
100%.
approach your partner in a different way and say look, let's be honest.
It is very important, and I'm trying to say to everyone, if you cannot cope on your own, if you cannot find answers, if you don't understand, it's better to find a professional, because it will take you a long time and maybe you will never find your answer, because you need somebody to guide you through the process. There's no shame in seeing the counselor on your own or with your partner. It will help you for sure.
And there is something else. I agree, it's good to be strong in a relationship, but strength is something that is quite misconceptual seen. Many people think I'm strong when I'm not vulnerable, and I'm strong when I prove that I'm good. But actual strength is about, yes, I am vulnerable, yes, this hurts me, because there is a much stronger sense of self-esteem behind to say that hurted me a lot. Or now I feel weak, I feel inferior, but I love myself so much, and so that I'm fine with that. That's who I am.
This is strength,
That's the real strength, and that makes you actually, at the end of the day, less vulnerable than to maintain a strength which is not real.
like putting a mask on. But okay, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because I have a question about strengthening,
Mm-hmm.
because like I'm open with my viewers and people on Instagram, they know what I was going through, and you helped me to understand that my strength is not in like handling myself and not showing my emotions, but it is in showing what I feel and being vulnerable. But I faced with the thing that a couple of people commented on that. It's like, put your things together, like don't show your weakness, what are you doing, I know you are strong, what are you doing? It's like they were trying to show me that my weakness is something wrong, something wrong about it. So how will you comment on that? How will you say how you can
Well,
deal
fortunately,
with
I'm
it?
not in your situation because I'm not a social media guy. So I'm not sharing this stuff, and people who cannot deal with my weakness.
But it can happen if you just talk to your friend. I mean,
And I think if you expose yourself like this, you will probably. I mean, I really don't know much about it, but you will always have to deal with people who are inappropriately, sometimes rude, and sometimes in an ignorant or non-empathic way, reacting to what you are revealing there.
Yeah.
And I guess a big part then would see like, okay, I don't. Somebody expressed his opinion, but I don't have to react to it.
Yeah, when it's coming from somebody you don't know, I don't react. I just I don't know you, so like if you don't like what I'm posting, just don't follow me. But I meant it was coming from friends, from people that I know.
Okay.
And that was interesting because this is the only way for me right now in the COVID and quarantine to communicate to people. I don't see my friends, but it can happen to somebody. For example, they will meet with a friend and they will start to show their weakness, and they will hear like, "Stop being so weak."
Well, this is a thing about friends. I mean, if this would be a very good and close friend, I would go and challenge him and say like, I'm really surprised that you cannot accept my weak sides. I don't understand why. Why is it important? For me, it is actually, I feel better now than I felt before, when I always felt that I have to be perfect. And now a good friend would say like, okay, I didn't know. I told this to you because I wanted to motivate you. But those friends, who only want to accept that part where you appear as strong and perfect and beautiful, maybe, you also have to move on and say like, sorry, but I don't want to be this person anymore. If you cannot see and love the full of me, then I'm so sorry. And I think in my life I really had many friends, and some friends stayed until today, and other friends they vanished, and other friends we really, at a certain point in our lives, we went in different directions.
But when it comes to a relationship, for example, when you reveal to your partner your weaknesses and you become vulnerable and you don't see the nice response from the partner, if partner is scared of your weakness, or like you see the same response as you had from your friends, for example, what to do then?
When your partner is not reacting well to your weaknesses.
Yeah, not accepting your weaknesses.
Well, this is for me one of the things which is so important, that I am allowed to be weak. I don't have to be always strong. You're my partner. You are my tribe. I want to tackle life with you. So
I want to belong.
when I feel bad and I feel low, I need to count on you that you embrace it and you help me, and the same I do with you. If the partnership has this dynamic that I'm always weak and I'm always whiny and you will always, that's something completely else.
Yeah,
it should be based on an equal level. But then when you are weak and you feel like crying and something terrible happens, or somebody died, or maybe just because you have a personal crisis, which is not really connected to external conditions, that must be allowed in a partnership. This is the real love, to say like, hey, I feel bad.
You must feel safe by being weak in a
The partner should have genuine interest in that, and not say like, this is uncomfortable, or this is like a bad smell.
Yeah, I cannot deal with it. Yeah, just
bottom up.
That's very important point because
and you know, sex is playing a big part in, especially in the younger age, but also in the older age.
Mm-hmm.
But and people talk a lot about the quality of sex and having good sex and what is. And trust me, if you have this kind of openness and vulnerability, if you metaphorically also stay naked in front of each other and say like, this is the whole me, the sex is getting even better. This is not about techniques. This is about
connection.
the connection.